So let's talk a little bit about Larry. Larry has an interesting history because he was actually born in the U.S.
Yes.
but raised in Mexico.
Yes, Pueblos Unidos,
Yeah.
Mexico, Sinaloa.
So technically he's an American.
Yes.
But he's Mexican too because he grew up there.
Yes.
There's no doubt about his Mexican.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
What about him? Other than him showing you love, but what about him in terms of his music, the way he sings, his style really captured you?
Honestly, I liked his style because honestly, to be honest, I don't know why. It's just like it was different. He had a different sound. He didn't sound like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so, getting into his music, I like corridos, but I like romantics, and a lot of his songs like that are like, love songs or canciones de desamor, heartbroken songs. I like them, and I'll sing them. Like, he's like an overall, like his show as well. Like, I don't know if you remember, that night, like he's all into it. He's happy. He's on stage. That's where I get that from. Me wearing my nice jackets and all that stuff. That's where I get that from. Like, as a child, I looked up to him. He was like a role model. So, like in my my childhood going into my teenage years, when I found out about him. So his style, I took a lot from him and made it my own. That's, where El Compa Negro gets his jackets and all that stuff, all that kind of stuff, style, is Larry.
What do you think the rest of the banda community thinks about Larry Hernandez? Does he fit right in, or is there a lot of debate about him as an artist?
Larry, he fits right in. He's loved by a lot of people. He does also. Everybody got haters, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just don't like because he has the I say it like it is attitude. You know what I'm saying? What it is, what you see right here is what I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's like that. That's why he'll get up there and curse and act a fool. You know what I'm saying? Because that's him. That's his character. He's real. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they take offense to that, but a lot of people, they love him for that. You know what I'm saying? When he got out of, the problems where he was in, where he spent a little time behind bars, when he got out, he was kind of like a little bit calm, a little bit, and people were kind of like upset that he wasn't, being who he truly is, And Larry gets a lot of love. He gets a lot of love.
Now, that was a serious arrest that he had. I think it was like kidnapping.
Yeah, it was all lies. A
lot of it was probably exaggerated. Right?
It was a lot. Yeah, it was very exaggerated, and they ended up the dude that tried to put the charges on it ended up being the one that's behind bars. For fraud. Karma. But just he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good father, good family man, and he's a good artist as well.
Okay, so then after you performed on that stage in front of 20,000 people,
yes,
you kind of caught the bug then, huh?
Yeah, I did. And after that, it was just, I was like, man, this is what I want to do. And so I did another event in Tijuana. And there, it was the Feria de Tijuana, and I did it with Máximo Grado. And I didn't think that that many people were going to show up. It was about like twice as many people over there. It was like about 40,000 people, I kid you not. Like as far as the eye can see all the way back. It was huge. And that right there, I jumped almost to the crowd like a rock star. But that too, that made me, it was like a refresher, and it was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do for sure.
So how'd you connect with Maximo?
Maximo, it was through this contact that I have over there, this guy named Cesar Miranda, and he has Me Chuy Promotions, and he does a lot of radio events. And so he has El Bebeto, he does a lot of events with him too. This another artist actually got me to perform with him and TJ back in 2015, El Bebeto. And but that's how I was able to do that event.
Now, do you feel that a lot of people feel that the Mexican community, especially those from Mexico, may have a little bit of discriminatory feelings towards blacks, especially black Americans? How has the community, the singing community, the banda community, the corrido community, have accepted you? Have you had to deal with some of these hurdles over race?
Yeah, yeah, I had to. Back when I first started singing, and still even today, there's certain places that don't let me sing there. They say, a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people, but a lot of these closed-minded promoters, they don't want to let me sing there because they feel that, you know, a black person shouldn't be singing corridos. Like, corridos is for, you know, this is Mexican, you know. But nah, man, music's for everybody, you know. But as much as, not even as much, because it ain't even really that bad anymore. But before TikTok, before, you know, when Instagram first was coming out, yeah, man, I would get a lot of discrimination. Like, I would get death threats on social media. I would get like these horrible messages, you know, that how they would, you know, assault my children because I sing in Spanish. But I never let that get to me. Never let it get to me. Never let it bother me. I just keep an open eye. Like, hey, there's weirdos out here. So just open mind. Just keep your eyes peeled. You know what I'm saying? Me pongo más trucha, pero no me agüito.
When was the first time someone called you a Mayate from this community?
It's the first time somebody called me a Mayate that I can remember, like when I first started singing. I mean, I get comments like that here and there.
Let the people know, what does that actually mean?
A Mayate, honestly, a Mayate really is, you know, like the June bugs? That's what it is. But Mayates, if you really look, because I used to have horses, people that have horses que son de rancho saben que people, I'm gonna say it in English, people who are like from the ranch style of life that have horses know that those bugs, they like to go inside the horse shit. You know what I'm saying? So they're dirty bugs and they're always in shit. And I don't know why that derived into a derogatory slur towards black people. But it really is a bug. But Mayate is kind of like the equivalent to like, you know? So,
and I would say it's a very Mexican.
And I'm sorry to say that word, you know, because that's a, you know, a very controversial word, you know, but that is the equivalent to that. So when somebody is calling you a Mayate, it's like calling you pretty much, but in their own language. So they're being racist towards you. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, they call me, a lot of people get confused with the word negro in my name, el Compa Negro. Negro does not mean the English form Negro. It does not mean that. Negro, if you grab a black crayon and you look and see what the Spanish translation for the color black, it's negro. So when they call me el Compa Negro, they're calling me the black friend. They're describing their friend. He's black. If there was a white guy, it would be el Compa Güero, because güero is a fair skin. So I'm saying this right now because I want to open people's minds, because I get it all the time. People are so scared when they do interviews with me or things like that. They don't want to say negro, or they're scared. It's harmless.
It's actually a term of endearment.
Yes, and it's like out of cariño. If they're calling you negro, like oye mi negrito, it's out of like love. It's like out of affection, you know. So there's a difference, like I said, you know, with el Compa Negro or Mayate. You know, Mayate is a derogatory term, and I feel like it should never be used by anybody. And nobody should ever be called a Mayate. You know what I'm saying? Even that bug, it shouldn't even be called a freaking Mayate. It should be called fucking something else, you know? But that's just the dirty truth behind that. But yes, I've been called a Mayate numerous times. I've been called every damn thing you can think of, you know? But what the hell do I look like letting somebody who's somewhere across somewhere else behind a screen get into my head and cause me to get angry, you know? And the fact that I know that you're trying to use that to trigger me, it's only gonna make me not let it trigger me.